Substituting for Forrest Sawyer, here's Carol Simpson.
Good evening. Because of the expanded sports coverage this afternoon, this is an abbreviated edition of World News Sunday. President Bush returned to the White House this evening, ending a 6-day campaign swing through the West and South. He confidently predicted that he'll win this Tuesday's primary in Georgia. But as White House correspondent Ann Compton reports, Georgia has turned into a major battleground between Mr. Bush and his GOP rival, Patrick Buchanan.
With some political voices in Georgia warning President Bush may lose up to 40% of the Republican primary vote, Mr. Bush campaigned today with the biggest advantage his advisors believe he has, incumbency.
And now we're locked in a political struggle. And I'm going to try to keep it above the fray. I've got to continue to be the president of this great country. And my view is if you want to send a message to Washington, send this president back for 4 more years.
Conservative challenger Patrick Buchanan has told Georgians a win here for him would avenge his Confederate great-grandfather's death at the hands of the Yankees in the Civil War. That opened the question of racial politics. Buchanan opposes racial quotas and reverse discrimination.
I'm in favor of equal justice under law, no discrimination, meaning no discrimination against anybody or for anybody. And until we get back to that, you're not going to have social peace in this country.
On Georgia television, Buchanan's campaign is now airing a commercial accusing George Bush of signing civil rights legislation that amounted to a quota bill.
George Bush is closing doors to their future. No one should be deprived of opportunity because of the color of their skin.
Some conservatives who support President Bush feel the tug of Buchanan's message. Former cabinet member William Bennett, appearing on This Week with David Brinkley, said Buchanan fails to live up to the racial policies of his mentor, President Reagan.
When Ronald Reagan talked about civil rights and affirmative action, he talked about it in a way that suggested a more inclusive party. There was something on the positive side. That is missing from the Buchanan campaign.
Bennett also warned President Bush that he cannot fly without his right wing. Bennett said he must stand up and fight for the conservative vote, that conceding it to Buchanan is what hurt President Bush in New Hampshire. Ann Compton, ABC News, Savannah.
Georgia is an important state for the Democratic contenders as well. Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton is counting on his first primary victory. Clinton's rivals are hoping to take it away from him. Mike Von Fremd reports.
Three of the Democratic candidates started their day in Atlanta's black churches. Paul Tsongas tuned up his vocal cords at Salem Baptist. Jerry Brown attended Big Bethel, followed by Bill Clinton. Clinton has received the endorsement from most of Georgia's black political leaders. In the last primary, blacks accounted for nearly 30% of the vote. Reverend Jesse Jackson won it here 4 years ago, but is yet to endorse any of this year's Democratic contenders. This was Clinton's reaction last week when a reporter mistakenly told him Jackson was going to endorse another candidate.
It's an outrage. It's a dirty, double-crossing, backstabbing thing to do.
Clinton did not know the microphone was open, and he has since made amends with Jackson. But Tsongas is now using the incident in ads running on black radio stations in Georgia.
He didn't wait for the facts. No, Bill Clinton didn't wait to find out if it was true. He just attacked. The man he attacked? Jesse Jackson.
Tsongas, who had stayed above the fray, now says he has no choice but to respond.
I've said before, I'm not an attacker. I'm a counterpuncher. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back.
And some of those hits may have helped. Though he's still a distant second, Georgia polls show Tsongas beginning to gain ground. Clinton has said all along that the South is his base, but a strong showing by a former senator from Massachusetts down here would undermine the very foundation of Clinton's base. Mike Von Fremd, ABC News, Atlanta.
Coming up, the showdown continues.